Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the I Drink From Skulls podcast. Today we're going to do a little bit of perplexing and a whole lot of flexing because I'm going to reveal to you the 7 channels that you can advertise from. And for reference, who the hell am I? I'm a guy who's generated over $600 million in advertising revenue for my clients in the last 5 years. I've generated hundreds of thousands of leads in the roofing and home improvement space, but not just limited to that. In fact, I've cracked over 55 different niches since I've started this thing. Long story short, like I said, I got to do a little bit of flexing, but I know a thing or two when it comes to advertising. So let's get to it.
Let's go.
I drink from skulls. Drink from the skulls of my enemies.
And because the Skull Taker's feeling generous today, I'm even going to throw in a little bonus channel for you. So stay tuned to the end. And whilst we're putting all the cards on the table today, there is obviously more than 7 different channels that you can choose from to throw your money away. But when it comes to getting zuck for your buck, these are the 7 that we recommend. So I'm going to start with our freebie. First channel that you could choose to throw a few bucks at, you can just scream at people, yell at them whilst you're in the street, or even go down to your local shopping mall and just start screaming at people. Hey, buy my shit! Might have worked in the 80s, but let's be real. Let's get to it. One of the most powerful channels that you could use to advertise from, to get leads, to get in front of people, to make more sales, make more money, and do the things that we need to do is SMS and email. Very, very cost effective, okay? But you need to build your database in order to do this effectively. Gone are the days where you could buy lists and just spam people. You know, they've got laws against that stuff now. They hate it. But if you build a database and you nurture these people and you reactivate your leads and you stay in contact with them and you don't spam them, you give them great offers, you can do very, very good things with having a strong database. SMS and email, it costs you nothing. You own that stuff. I recommend everyone do it. It's highly underutilized, and that's something you should add to your marketing channels. The second channel that you could think about doing is mailers. Now, I've always gone very strategic when I've done a mailer. Ever heard of lumpy mail? It really is what I've just said. You send something lumpy in the mail, okay? When I've done this in the past, I would send random things. Like I would send a ruler and say, how's your current service provider measuring up? I would send a shoe and say, now that I've got one foot in the door, how's about that meeting next Thursday? I would send a cutout of a fake $20 or $50 note and say something along the lines of, you're burning up money by not meeting with us. Interesting things. Getting in contact with people. The other approach that you can do is send out postcards and things of that nature. Now, on their own, you're not going to get a lot of leads out of it, but when it is a strategic touch point and you hit people with a very strong offer, and it goes to the right person at the right time, and it is part of an overall strategy, it can be very, very powerful. Think about door hangers. Think about mailers that have a code that people could scan on, and they start to see you. They get a video of you. Think about how you can do things a little bit differently. Whilst mailers work for some and not for others, it's the strategy behind it, all right? It is a great way to get your foot in the door, but if that's all you rely on, it's going to come up short for you. And that brings me on to my next channel. Telemarketing can be very expensive, but can also be highly effective when it's done right. When it comes to roofing and home improvement, the most success we've seen with telemarketing has been in the initial stages after a storm, which makes sense, right? But you've got to hit people when they're in that frame of mind that they're actually going to be, 1, open to answering the call, 2, answer the damn call. A lot of phone calls don't get answered. 92% of phone calls that don't get answered, statistically speaking. And number 3, it has to be when the time is hot. There is a reason why the great telemarketing companies work with the top roofing, the top home improvement companies all across America, all across the world. There is a reason why they consistently spend money with this channel. With the right strategy, it can be highly successful. It should produce high quality, but what we have typically seen, and this is data we've gathered from thousands of companies at this point, is that it does need to be right after a storm. And I'm happy to eat my words with that. I know there are some great telemarketing companies who can most likely produce results all year round, That's just the data that we've gotten back. The next channel on my list is Google Ads. The great thing about a Google ad is that the intent of the lead is high. If you think about it, someone's gone on to old Uncle Google, who happens to know everything, but they've gone onto Google, they've searched for the thing that they want. They are in a frame of mind of, I want to buy some shit. I need this thing now. Give it to me. The challenge with a Google ad is that it ain't cheap. It don't come easy. It is highly, highly competitive. And in a lot of roofing markets, coming up first for the keywords in roofing, it can cost you $100, $110 a click. A great Google advertiser will be able to produce you consistent leads in that $100 to $200 mark. But again, it is very competitive. So if you pick the wrong person who says they do Google ads, but they don't have verified results, what normally happens is that you spend a shitload of money and you get nothing in return. But yeah, again, Google ads, great lead source, very high intent. You don't need a big volume of them to get a good ROI. The danger is picking the wrong person to help you with it. And let's not forget about YouTube ads. YouTube, obviously owned by Google, produces a high quality, high intent lead. The challenge with it is that you need consistent video, great scripting, a decent sized budget, because you are playing on Google, but you do get higher quality leads. It's a tougher game. Not everyone can do it. The barrier to entry is higher because you've got to produce high quality videos in order to get good results. But it is a great add-on or a great channel for home improvement contractors. Let's move on to our next channel where we're going to work it, we're going to twerk it, we're going to talk about TikTok ads. Okay? Gone are the days where TikTok is all about chicks shaking their booty, twerking it, working it, doing all that cool stuff, trending videos, all that nonsense. TikTok now, if I could explain it in simple terms, if you combined Instagram Reels with YouTube, you've got TikTok. It's a very informative site now. It is the cheapest place to get attention, even cheaper than Facebook. There's a little brawl happening in the background with old Zuck and whoever owns TikTok. China. But it is a great place to get attention, great place to build a brand, great place to post organic content, build a following, and advertise on. There has never been a place that's cheaper and you can get more reach. The challenge with TikTok, you need a lot of consistent videos. You need good quality videos being produced. So if you don't have a team on the back end who are pumping out videos that are dialed in, that are going to get good results, that have good offers with a lot of variety, like consistently changing up the content, it's not going to work for you. The attention span and the fatigue on TikTok is the highest. Like, attention span is lowest, fatigue is highest. On Facebook and some of these other channels, you can get an ad to work for 1, 2, 4 weeks, months. I've had ads that have worked for years. The gold run, the home run, the golden goose, whatever you want to call it. That ain't going to happen on TikTok. I got a better chance of hitting it big, shaking my ass on TikTok than that happening, if you know what I'm saying. But use that channel wisely, invest in it, get some content going, get a feel for what people are doing, have a look at what's working, and start to model that and get that into your business. Our second last channel, this is the one, I like to talk about this one like a relationship. Let's talk about SEO. If I had to explain SEO, SEO is the one that you marry. It's your long-term, it's your steady relationship. There's no partying. There's no going out and at all crazy hours of the night. There's no wild antics that we can't even say on this PG-rated show. Maybe it's a little bit X-rated. But in any case, SEO is the long-term steady one that you take home to your mum, okay? Pretty much everyone needs it. It's just when is the right time? When's the optimal time to implement this strategy? Because with SEO, like a relationship, you got to put a lot of work into it. It's going to take a long time for that bad boy to pay off. If your wife's ever had a kid, you know that it's at least 9 months before when you start something to when you see the little guy come out or gal. SEO is pretty similar. It can take 6 months to see any sort of tangible result. Now, don't get me wrong, there will be consistent things that you will be able to identify as your SEO is working and trending and moving forward in the right direction. And if people can't show you that, there's a whole different problem there. But SEO is going to take time. So if you don't have the stomach for it, if you don't have the budget for it, if you can't invest in, let's say, anywhere from 15 to 30K from anywhere from 6 to 12 months without getting that money back, SEO is not going to work for you right now. But it is the thing that you will be most happy that you did in 12 or 24 months from now, because it will produce consistent, high-quality leads, providing that you have the right things happening with your SEO strategy. And it's obviously one that the Skull Taker recommends, but you got to know what you're getting into. Like every channel I've talked to you about today, if you have the wrong person helping you with it, it will be a surefire way to burn cash, and we don't want to do that. So always do your checks and balances. Verify that the person that you're speaking with can demonstrate that they are getting results for people just like you in the industry that you serve. That is so important. And last but not least, my personal favorite, Facebook ads. Whenever I talk to someone about Facebook ads, I show them the good, the bad, and everything in between, because Facebook ads is not right for everyone. The reason why I love Facebook ads is because you can get leads in so quickly, faster than any channel I've talked about here today. We can set someone up and they're getting leads within the day, and they come in cheap as chips. There is no channel that has produced more results, more revenue in a faster way than we have with Facebook advertising. Now, the challenge, and this is something I tell anyone that will listen, I literally share my screen, show them real results, show them what to expect. Here's what most people won't tell you. We need volume with your Facebook ads. People are on Facebook, and I literally share my wife's screen. I show people her Facebook page. It's very typical, wife with kids, business owner, runs a household, okay? Interested in fashion, renovation, family-based stuff. That is what most of your customers are like. So I will show people that. This is Facebook. People are not on Facebook searching for how they could buy a roof or get the thing that you are selling. They are on there for whatever reason they were on there for, okay? For the most part, it's looking at dogs on a skateboard. Weird stuff. Memes and reels and fashion, and the one thing they're not on there for is what you are trying to sell them. So you need to understand that. The intent with Facebook is lower initially. So we need a bigger volume of them. You are going to get great leads. You're going to get average ones. You're going to get bad ones too. It is a mixed bag. But the more people see your ads, the more they become familiar with you, the more they start to trust you, the more they find you credible. Through a consistent approach, Facebook will deliver exceptional leads and a fantastic ROI very quick. Not many channels can offer that, and nowhere near as consistently, okay? With the right ad, we can set it up, and it can work, like I said, for weeks, months, even years on end. That's not how it always works, but with a consistent, strong approach, with great offers and advertising strategy that stays in front of the people that we've originally grabbed their attention, Facebook can be very profitable when the person who does it knows what the fuck they're doing. So I don't recommend any one channel over any other. It really comes down to the individual circumstance, their skill set. I'll identify, is this person someone who can hunt the leads? Are they going to follow up with the leads? Will they call the leads within 2 minutes? Will they call the leads 2 to 3 times a day? If they are not someone who will do this, Facebook might not be the best option for them. TikTok, definitely not a good option for them. If they don't have someone who can produce consistent videos, we know that YouTube or TikTok, that's not going to work. So it's much more than just getting the lead in. It's the skill set behind the person and the systems that they have in place, or the systems that they're willing to implement and develop in order to get the best results. And before we wrap up, a little bonus round of what I like to say about Facebook. Facebook's fun. Facebook's the one you dated in college. You make some bad decisions. You have a lot of fun. You have some ups. You have some downs. But god damn, you wish you gave it a go. And my friends, that's it from me, the Skull Taker, for another episode of the I Drink From Skulls podcast. And for a special note, my beautiful wife is about to have a gorgeous little girl. We're waiting any day now. Can't wait. I'm going to show the world the new Skull Taker. I might even get her on the next episode. Who knows? And that's it from me.